Hey guys, how's it going? Ginger here, back with another video. I am going to rush through this intro because I'm pissed. As you can see from the title, we are doing me versus Scoot. This is a replay because I was in Rhode Island still for this battle, and as you know, in Rhode Island I was unable to record anything. Now, at this point in the league, at week 4, we had myself and Scoot being the only people left who were undefeated. So basically this was a battle for the top, the two best players so far, pinned against each other, doing what they can to survive. Now, what does that mean for me? Well, that means I'm going against Scoot with a absolute godlike amount of pressure on my shoulders. So basically, since he's like literally the best in the league and his team is the best undoubtedly in the league, it's really unfortunate to think about that I'm going against him at this amazing pace that I'm at as well. But that won't get me down. I believe in myself up until this moment. And I probably always will from here on out. We are currently in week 8. This is Curtis, but yeah, so I'm a bit behind. Let's get into this. So he has 2 Pokemon this season that were previously banned. I don't know how he got a team that looks like this, but it is just that good. Mega Metagross, and that is Sheer Force, not Sand Force, Sheer Force Lando. At the time of week 4, Mega Metagross is 3rd place in kills, currently behind Magearna in 2nd and Victini in 1st. Now, that means Victini's got to rack up some kills as game dog, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I was pissed about this recording because in my teams, I label if I win or lose against who, so I know which games were which. Well, I forgot to take the label off of my thing, so you could see throughout the entire video NNDL week 4, Scoot, and then if I won or lost, literally right there. But yeah, so we're going to get into his team, what I brought for it, so on and so forth. Mega Metagross. First round pick, obviously. Him and Curtis did something stupid. I'm not going to explain it. They basically swapped first picks for no reason. Mega Metagross, threatening Pokemon, base 110. Lowest stat is his HP at 80, but then everything else is above 100, making this thing probably the most threatening Pokemon in the game. Base 700 stats. That is like stupid. That's a legendary level right there. That's a good legend, like a freaking primal legendary right there. But no, like this thing has no switch-ins. It has no checks. You would need a bulky water to check this thing, and my bulky water is Clawitzer. So yeah. But yeah, it'd probably have to run a 4 attacks or agility variant, one of the two. Hydreigon, he has a lot of staples of Scoot's team on this team, Scoot's teams. Hydreigon, he loves this Pokemon. It's like one of his go-to dragon types, I feel. Basically because it is fast at 98 base speed, good, amazing coverage, and a U-turn and defogger. It gets good coverage both physically and specially. Great dual stab. Loses to fairies, but obviously with a Mega Metagross, Clefable, Suicune, as you can see, he doesn't worry about fairy types offensively or defensively, because he can just break all of them with Mega Metagross, and everything else he's able to just do good chip towards. Oh, excuse me, and it's Levitate, so his ground type weakness with Mega Metagross was instantly patched up round 2. Next up is Clefable. I've seen him draft Clefable more times than I've seen me draft anything. I don't have a Pokemon I usually draft. I've drafted a couple Pokemon like 2 or 3 times, but this guy's drafted Clefable like 7 times. And that's a lot. I feel like if it's around, he said I think if it's around in round 3, he's picking it up. He just always Clefable. I can understand that. Without special attack investment, its Moonblast still does a crap ton because 95 base special attack is nothing to laugh at. Bulky Pokemon usually ran defensive, but it's a good specially defensive mon. Stealth Rocker, Wish Passer, T-Waver, which I hate T-Wave. It's such an annoying yellow color is such an annoying way to win. It's a gross win con, especially when with a move like T-Wave, which is like 90% accurate, which is really unfortunate. Yeah, 90% accuracy. Good move set, but you don't really utilize the offensiveness of this Pokemon. Um, Usually you run like Wish, Toxic, Protect. It's not really a Wish. It's not really a Toxic staller, but it can be. Soft boiled. It can literally be Chansey. Cosmic Power variant. That's very well known. And yeah, then he has Suicune. Suicune's a problem because it stops my Victini and my other offensive threats. Since this thing is a base 115 defense, base 100 HP, stupid bulky, very fast for how bulky it is. It's quite annoying in that aspect, but we're able to deal with that in our own little ways. I could see like a Rest Talk, Calm Mind, Surf that loses to Dragalge, but look at his team against Dragalge. I don't think he needs to worry about that Pokemon. Then he has Lando Eye. I could see this thing being Scarf, because it's a base 101 base speed. Meaning it always outspeeds Victini, and Scarf will always outspeed Scarf Victini. Yay! So this thing is such a threat to me because I have no answers to it up front. I did have Mega Lopunny this week, but I didn't bring it for reasons unknown. Probably because I was afraid of Bulky Clef, and Bulky Suicune, and Bulky Licky Licky, and Bulky Mudsdale. I hate teams like this. I hate prepping for teams like this. Overall, but yeah, this thing was just a big offensive threat. I have no switch-ins to it outside of like Thunder or Tornadus if it's luck, or I mean Eel. Eel was my switch-in to it. Next up is Licky Licky. Licky Licky is another Pokemon I see him draft very often. NNDL Season 2 I saw him draft it. This thing basically is a Wish Passer, a Toxic Spreader, a Phaser. It has Dragon Tail. It's usually like a Wish. This is usually the Wish Passer. And it's a knockoff user a lot of the time. It Toxics a lot from what I know. It's a decent Pokemon overall. Bulky, normal, whatever. Decidueye, I could see this thing coming as a Choice Scarf, Choice Band, or Swords Dance variant. Swords Dance, probably maybe 2 attacks. Roost. I don't really know. Honestly, this thing has its own reasons to come. But it's very mixed to me. Being able to stop a couple of my Pokemon in different ways, but also being kind of walled out by Dragalge again and Victini. Not Vic. Well, if he Spirit Shackles, no, if he Leaf Blades kills Crook, I would have to play mind games around him. Oricorio, I don't see this thing coming. He took it from Kirby, so he doesn't deserve it. I love Oricorio. I wouldn't want to hurt this thing. Don't see it coming because of my offensive threats to it, and it doesn't really do anything special in our game. Because I don't have any dancers. Mudsdale, one of my favorite Pokemon to use. That's low tier. Having stamina. It's great for certain. It's a very niche ability that works a lot. Well, at least most of the time. This thing's always guaranteed to live a hit. So you see it as a toxic user a lot of the time. And like Toxic, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, and maybe Protect, knowing him, or maybe just a fourth move for coverage overall. But yeah, that's his 9. That's the thing. He only got 9 Pokemon. But you would think because this thing was 250, that was 200. Hydreigon and Clef and Suicune are all very high, so his first 5, he was down like no points, but he just picked up these 4 great Pokemon at the end of the day, and it was super unfortunate. But yeah, so let's get into my team. So by these, so I made a couple mistakes, in prep. A was not bringing Mega Lopunny. Like just going into the battle, I was realizing what I did. I didn't bring Mega Lopunny, which had a good matchup. I didn't nickname Pokemon. That's the third one. I didn't nickname anyone. That was probably a maybe that was a weakness of mine. If I don't name my Pokemon, maybe I just like play bad. Who knows? I mean, I played great in this game actually. I played amazingly, but that's not the point. That's not the point. Um, Victini set. This is the leftovers. But by the third Pokemon in, so this is my biggest mistake. I have a very unique battle style. I like to fight what's ahead in front of me, and I like to make bold predictions. I've been making more bold predictions lately, which have made it so I've been a bit better of a player. Overall at least. But yeah, Victini had a very weird matchup. I wanted to bring him for kills, so it was very naive of me. But yeah, so I had someone else who's a very good battler. He's about to win the IPL Open, or at least he's won semifinals. He's in finals for the IPL Open, which isn't anything to scoff at. He's a very great player. But since I fight so uniquely, um, it's weird asking other people for help. That was a big mistake. So this prep isn't really mine at the end of the day. But it is mine because I did contribute 90% of these teams or these Pokemon, like stats wise. I just asked for a bit of help overall what I think I should do. But yeah, so Victini had a weird matchup here because of Lando. As you can see, it was a workup variant. I expected, so let's go into what I expected. Mega Metagross, it's bulky, it takes hits, it eats hits, it kills me. But Scoot has a very weird way of playing where he likes to play bulky-ish. He's a very bulky player. He's like, oh, I'm gonna bide my time this game. I'm gonna do what I should. Like protect. He likes protect. He likes making wish and bulky Pokemon. He loves bulky Pokemon, which I hate. I hate prepping for bulky Pokemon. All of the above. Like it's just annoying to me having to deal with them. But it's all part of the game. It's how he plays, how I play. I can't criticize him because it works. But then he does make the correct plays when he needs to offensively as well, which he has great Pokemon for. Which is why this is probably one of the best teams for Scoot, and why he is God. I mean, he won last season, so let's see what he does this season. But yeah, so I'm workup 3 attacks. He basically predicted this set. Before the game, he was like, he's going to be 4 attacks, lefties. He needs the perfect coverage. He was very close. He predicted, I think, all 3 of these moves. He did something crazy. But yeah, so, Blue Flare hits everything that's not named Suicune and Hydreigon. Hydreigon dies to Blue Flare plus Dazzling Gleam, undoubtedly. But yeah, I keep going off topic and back and forth. Metagross, Hydreigon, Scarf. I expect Scarf and Hydreigon and Lando, since Scarf Lando beats Scarf Victini, obviously, and he likes to pivot around with Hydreigon. I think Suicune comes, so I don't win with Bolt Strike late game. Well, that's not really the case. I think he brings it so I don't win with V-Create late game. Or Blue Flare in this instance, because he knew I'd be special for whatever reason. This thing would be more bulky to live a couple Bolt Strikes. I was thinking Rest Talk, as I said. So that's 4. I'm thinking Clefable as a wish, either a wish passer, a stat spreader, and I'm thinking Moonblast, Stealth Rock, Thunder Wave, Soft Boiled. That sounds about right. Then he pulls out, of course, there's 3 Pokemon I see coming, being Pokemon such as Mudsdale, Licky Licky and whatever that third one is called, the Decidueye that I pointed out, of course. I see Licky Licky coming as a Wish Passer just in case, a knockoffer, stuff like that. Nothing really too special that Licky Licky does. I see Decidueye coming as a Swords Dancer more than the Scarf or Banded sets, because like Sucker Punch, Spirit Shackle, Leaf Blade, or you'd probably run Roost with Dual Stab, which hurts my team very well without Dragalge, even with Dragalge. And then I don't see Oricorio for reasons I've already stated. And Mudsdale, another Rocker, Earthquaker against my team, Toxic Spreader, and anything else. It'd probably be like Toxic Protect again. I feel like that's just sets he runs. Kind of feel bad for saying that, because that's such a scared way to win. But if it works, it works. Some people play to win, and some people like that playstyle. So let's get into my team. But that was the Victini set. Basically able to hit everything after a workup. Even a bold max HP, max defense was getting 2 hit by Bolt Strike. Electros. Electros was special and specially defensive for Pokemon such as Lando, Hydreigon, Clef, Suicune, and yeah, a special Metagross. That's not happening, but you know. This thing, I don't remember what this thing was built for, but it was weird. Because it's been a while. It's 4 weeks. No, 5 weeks, because we battled week 3, actually. Fun fact, Scoot had to go away for a bit. So we battled a week early, meaning I also rushed my prep, which, as we know, is a downfall for old Gingy here. Because me rushing my prep is like, I don't know, that's how bad it is. I can't compare it. But yeah, so I was Acid Spray Thunderbolt. That basically gave me a Pokemon. If I could get it in and, you know, do what I wanted to. And then I was HP Ice, Thunderwave. Thunderwave to cripple Hydreigon, Suicune, and Mega Metagross, along with a couple others, you know, if they're really that threatening to me. And then HP Ice, obviously, for the Lando. Next is Crook. This is where I started asking for help, because this is where I put my 3rd leftovers on a Pokemon, and I was like, this feels wrong. This isn't really how I battle. I like plates. I like, you know, Life Orb. I like Assault Vest. But I just couldn't do that in this battle. I couldn't use any of my items that I prefer to fight Scoot. I had to think outside the box, which, thinking outside the box, you know, when I had less than 2 hours to prep for him, was, because it was either I finished my prep early and I battled him then, or I waited 2 weeks. And I was like, I'd rather do the latter. Or the bottom. I don't know what I know it's called the latter and something else. I don't know. The former. I think it's called the former. I'd rather do the former. For whatever reason. But yeah, so I asked for help to finish it up. Probably leading to my lack of Lopunny. Because I would have brought offensive Lope, obviously. Crook, Choice Band. I don't like the choice items unless it's Scarf, U-Turn, Victini. Because that's just a set I like to run. I like pivoting with Victini. I like how I can kill things with Victini, and I like how I can Final Gambit with Victini. No, but but yeah, Crook had a weird matchup, because if I did get the right predictions with my Choice Band hits, I was killing a Pokemon usually, but not all the time, and it was very rough if I did. But if I did put myself into a move, he had pivots everywhere for the other moves, and it sucked. It was really bad on my end. To bring, I probably should have brought Steelix in retrospect, but I didn't. I don't know why Steelix would have done any different. But yeah, and the moveset is obvious, you know, Superpower for the Hydreigon, Metagross, no, not really Metagross, Suicune even to an extent, Knockoff for Suicune, Clef, Hydreigon, other Pokemon of the sort, Earthquake for everything that wasn't flying, and Pursuit Trap Pokemon, like Mega Metagross. Because Choice Band, that did like 80%, something crazy. Dragalge, this was a bulky defensive variant. I think this was built to live like an Earthquake from Metagross, something crazy like that. some weird set. I don't know. Like I said, it's been a while. Toxic Spikes, Dual Stab, Scald. T-Spike helped in the long run against this team, in my opinion. You never know, though, because like it hit Clef, it hit the Coon, it hit the... Wow, I can't say that. The Suicune. That was bad. Oof. The Licky Licky and then the two at the bottom that were also potential brings. But yeah, then Scald was to burn a potential Metagross, Mega Metagross on Switch and so on. I had to make some plays with him though. Whimsicott was a Subleech Encore variant. Encore was to catch a Rest or any setup mon that he had, like Clef, Soft Boiled, Licky Licky, Wish, stuff like that. And then Energy Ball was Chip on Suicune, and I was so Spadef, and it's a bad Pokemon. Whimsicott is cool for the whole memento, but I wouldn't draft this thing if you're looking for a good fairy or a good grass type, offensively or defensively. It's a good fast Pokemon, good prankster with moves like Sub, Leech, moves like T-Wave, but don't draft this thing in a normal game, a normal season. Next up is Clawitzer, Water, Tri-Pulse, Aqua Jet. This is pretty self-explanatory. Tri-Pulse to hit everything, Aqua Jet to hit priority everything. I think Dark Pulse into Aqua Jet killed Mega Metagross. Obviously Water Pulse killed him. I think it was like 2 Dark Pulse, Aqua Jet had a chance to kill this thing. Something weird, if it was Spadef-ish. And then Clef, I was able to just hurt a bit. Not really well, though. But yeah, so that's the team. That's all I got, really. Let's get into the replay. Let's see which 6 he brought, being all 5 I expected, and Licky Licky. So the first row, actually, I didn't mean to do that. I put the row in order of what he when he drafted it. So this is almost exactly when he drafted it too. He just swapped those last 2. So let's see. I don't honestly remember this battle. I'm going into this with as much knowledge as you, but not really, because I know who wins. But so do most of you. So we go Electros, and he leads Licky Licky. So Toxic is more than likely coming out here, but weakening Licky Licky for a Pokemon like Victini would be super nice, since this thing is a good switch into my Pokemon. So I think I go for Acid Spray here on the Toxic. Yep, he outspeeds me. Acid Spray to 7. I get that. Now the play is, do I just Thunderbolt? Probably, because Lando can't switch in on this thing. He probably protects here. He wishes. I HP Ice on the Landorus play. And if he's probably just going to protect you. Like I said, this is the set he would probably run. I Thunderbolt on this thing, only doing 42%. Yeah, like I said, I forgot to nickname. That was unfortunate. I wish I paralyzed there, I don't know what Metagross does here, but I want to preserve health for Suicune and for Lando, so I had to switch. No, I stayed in. I went to T-Wave. That's right. I think I must have been thinking that if anything was gonna get sacked here, it was this thing, and it was weird that Metagross was his Stealth Rocker at that point. So that Zen Headbutt just straight up killed. That T-Wave was good. So I'm able to Pursuit Trap here, obviously. Pursuit would 2-hit, whatever. I Pursuit crit, I think, here as well, and it straight up kills. That crit mattered, but at the end of the day, I mean, this thing was crippled and useless. So obviously he knows I'm Choice Banded now. Or I'm guessing he knows I'm Choice Banded. I don't remember if that crit showed Choice Band or not. So I had to switch. Goes Dragalge. He Moonblast? No, he Calm Minded. That's right. I'm guessing this was a Life Orb variant. He Moonblasts, crits me, does 66, so he kind of got it back. Then I do 74, Poison, and he shows that he is a Magic Guard set, showing that it's obviously the variant of Life Orb. So he Moonblast again. I'm AV, so I did 32. That I got a confusion, and I tried to Aqua Jet to kill here, but that is a bulky freaking guy, and he's soft-boiled, so I'm like, that's unfortunate. I'm just gonna Water Pulse, get Chip on this thing. He hits himself in confusion, I crit Water Pulse, and I kill him. And he talks about forfeiting, and he would have actually forfeit if I didn't bring up that I would just give him the 4-0. If he would have forfeit the game, that would have been super nice. That would have meant I was 4-0. He would have I mean, he's got the best team in the league. He doesn't really need a one loss. It doesn't really matter for him. But yeah, so he goes into this thing. I'm able to Aura Sphere here. I outspeed as well. That did a good chip as well with 52. He Toxics. Now, the play would probably be a Dark Pulse here, but I don't think I do. I think I make the safe play. Is this fourth move Protect? Or third move? Yep, there it is. I told you! I knew what he's gonna bring. I hate that. That's so freaking stally. Like, I hate that he brings something like that, but if he plays the win, he plays the win. I can't ridicule anyone for wanting to win a game. He's double, look at this. That is what gets me. He's another Protect Mon. That's 2 so far. That's so tedious. And these are probably dual Scarf, so we basically know his set. And look at this, he's Ice Beam. This was not offensive. Based off that Aura Sphere damage, I could already tell his max HP-ish. I Energy Ball, that does 33, and Ice Beam does 41. A no investment Ice Beam is doing more than a no investment Energy Ball. One of which is Stab. And, you know, like, they're the same power and everything. So I think I just Superpower here. Or do I not? I knock off. So yeah, knock off would definitely be the play. And the weird thing is, he goes Hydreigon, so I knock off his Scarf, which is really nice. Because I obviously I knew he was dual Scarf. So I outspeed him now, which, that is dumb. So he was a Choice Scarf variant, and he said after the battle that he didn't expect Crocodile, so he sped crept something else. I don't remember what he would have sped crept, but there's nothing, my speed tiers from Crook go very low. So that I don't understand. I think he built it to just to outspeed Lopunny, but that matters so much. Because if, for instance, he outsped me and U-turned, I knocked this thing's item off. I basically can win with Victini if that were the case. That I knew this thing was Choice Scarf at this point, and I know I lost. That was so annoying to me. Like I still hate the fact that happened. Victini dies to an Earth Power. I don't know why I said that. I don't really think I misplayed a lot. It was a 25 turn match. Nothing was there to misplay. I got some crits. He got some crits. The fact, I still look back on that and I'm like, what was he trying to underspeed? It obviously wasn't Crook, but my next fastest Pokemon is a base 59. So he's probably got about base 87 speed, 80, maybe a little higher, like what a base 87's max speed would be, to beat Mega Lopunny, and I ended up losing because of that. I wouldn't say that I lost because of that, but for instance, if I outsped his Lando at that point with Victini, I could have gone Whimsicott, I could have Energy Balled, and that would have absolutely put him in range of a Blue Flare. And that Blue Flare, if he decides to switch, would be the end for Suicune. He would have to kind of play around Suicune. Dazzling Gleam would kill this thing at that point, and I'm pretty sure Licky Licky would have died to a Blue Flare as well. If not, Licky Licky would have gotten worked up on turn 1 on the Protect, hopefully. And yeah, that was that makes me so mad. Victini was a great win con. The dual Protect, that really gets me sometimes, playing like Pokemon like that. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand that playstyle, but good for him. He's now 4-0. I'm 3-1. We'll see how this goes later in the game, in the season. We'll see if I can go 6-1 and 7-1 even. Keeping up with ZAMCRO and making sure I make playoffs this season, unlike last season. So, with that said, boys, I am going to go make a thumbnail for this video. I'm going to record probably another video, probably me versus my next week's battle, which is Kirby. So peace out, boys.